small, bigger, the biggest. Tomato, the biggest, smaller, the smallest. Small, big, medium. Green, blue, yellow, red. Small, bigger, bigger, the biggest. Big, smaller, smaller, the smallest. The smallest, the biggest. Medium. Orange, green, blue, red, orange, yellow. The smallest, the biggest. The smallest, bigger, 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 the biggest. The biggest, smaller, 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 the smallest. Boxes. An elephant, rhino, hippo. The smallest, bigger, the biggest. The biggest, smaller, the smallest. Small, medium, big. Lion, zebra, crocodile. The smallest, medium, the biggest. The biggest, smaller, the smallest. The smallest, bigger, the biggest. Giraffe, monkey, koala bear, prey. The smallest, the biggest. The biggest, smaller, smaller, the smallest. The smallest, bigger, bigger, the biggest. Puzzles. The biggest, medium, the smallest, bigger, the biggest, the biggest, smaller, the smallest, small, medium, big. Matrioshka doll, the biggest, smaller, 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 the smallest. The smallest, the biggest. Smaller, 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 the smallest. bigger, 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 the biggest. Bigger, 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 the biggest. Small fire engine, medium fire engine, big fire engine. Big, smaller, the smallest. The smallest, bigger, the biggest. Big, medium, small. Building blocks: small, medium, big. The biggest, smaller, the smallest. The smallest, bigger, the biggest. Dolls: the biggest, the smallest. The smallest, bigger, 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 the biggest. The biggest, smaller, 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 the smallest. The smallest, the biggest. Horses: the biggest, the smallest. The biggest, smaller, the smallest. The smallest, bigger, the biggest. Dogs: the biggest, smaller, the smallest. The smallest, bigger, the biggest. Small, big, medium, yellow blocks: small, bigger, the biggest. The biggest, smaller, the smallest. Small, medium, big. Big, medium, small. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like these videos for more content. Bye bye.